Hill stations like Shimla, Manali, Ooty, and Yercaud share a common fate. They've all been reduced to hotel towns. Yet, there are some sanctuaries in them that haven't fallen to concrete structures yet. Most vacations fall into one of two categories. Either we have a bucket list and spend all day ticking the list one by one, or we just linger around and stay, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about right now. Summer's around the corner, and most of us are already receiving maps to head towards high altitude. Yercaud is one such destination. Yercaud is often referred to as the poor man's Ooty, but then there is not much difference between the two these days. For the matter of fact, that any hill stations look similar. Because of its proximity to Bangalore, Yercaud has become a weekend destination to Bangaloreans, and that has brought forth the rise of concrete spikes all around, replacing green that has been the lure to Yercaud. Yercaud is all about coffee estates, canopies, and chirping birds. And Tipperary Estate just offers that, in addition to being a 124-year-old relic from the British era. By the way, it is not a paid promotion. It's where I would take my family on a linger trip, and that's all it is. Yercaud today has all sorts of accommodations from bare-boned rooms to luxury resort with glass floors. But then I doubt if any of them can offer 70 acres of wilderness with coffee grown in between, with half a dozen stone-built bungalows scattered here and there. That's all Tipperary's got to offer, and these days simplicity has become luxury as much as literal luxury has become a day-to-day expectation. Tipperary Estate holds 9 types of accommodations. What I love about it is no two are the same. Tipperary is basically a group of British bungalows, so each has its own features in terms of space and feel. For example, the main bungalow can hold somewhere between 6 to 10 people, best for large families or a group of friends traveling together. The Cloud9 is an ideal stay for couple with views of the entire Salem city from the balcony, or the best suited accommodation if you are a small family. My personal favorites are the garden villa and the tree house. Both have their own unique features, but then they have one thing in common: maximum probability of winged trespassers. If you're a birder, then a 2 night, 3 day trip could fill your camera's memory cards to the brim. If you're one who seek avian friends, I strongly suggest you stay one night in the garden villa and the other in the tree house, because the type of birds that you get to see in the tree house is different from the ones you would see from the garden villa. That's because over half of the 70 acres is left as forest. Only a part of it grows coffee and pepper, and out of the 70 acres, only 4 acres hold the accommodations. The accommodations themselves are scattered far and wide. See, for example, if you have to go from the main bungalow to the tree house, it's either a short hike or you need the help of one of those off-roading SUVs. The estate occupies the southwestern slope of Yercaud Hills. So you get both a full view of Salem and a dramatic sunset from inside the estate itself. The estate is home to two cliffs which hold the best sunset views in all of Yercaud. As much as Salem is famous for mangoes, Yercaud is famous for coffee and pepper. The hill station at an altitude of about 1,200 meters is ideal for coffee and pepper, and at Tipperary, both are grown organic. It would be a sin not to have unlimited cups of organic black coffees throughout your stay, and when you're back, don't forget to buy a few packets of coffee and pepper from the sale counter. The main bungalow is also a living British archive. There is one piano there that was made in London. It was last tuned about 100 years, and no one knows the date of manufacturing. During a stay at Tipperary, one could feel how lavish the Britishers lived in those days. And to be specific, it was just not any other random Britishers who lived there. There is an interesting connection that the estate holds with the legendary British writer Charles Dickens, because it was built by the Dickens family. The great Charles Dickens himself had mentioned Tipperary in a few of his writings. Satyendran, the man who owns the estate, told me an interesting story. So one morning, he found an old British lady who stood in front of the main bungalow with tears in her eyes. And when she was asked why she was crying, she asked Sati if she can get in. And when she went inside the hall and saw all the artifacts, she broke into tears, saying that this was where she was born. And later, she led him to the nearby church where there were about a half a dozen Dickens who were resting in peace in the cemetery. So you get to experience and live in the middle of a piece of history in Tipperary. I'm a native of Salem, and for the people of Salem, we always had only three recreations: food, cinema, and Yercaud. 20 years back, when I was a college kid, Yercaud used to be a lot greener and a lot colder than what it is today. It has largely changed in terms of beauty it used to hold. The truth is, the term beauty is a matter of perception. If your definition of beauty is green, then there are only a few pockets of them surviving in the middle of concrete bushes in Yercaud. Tipperary is definitely one of them. That's it for now. See you next week with another video. Until then, travel safe, travel more. See you, buddy.